Hey y'all. Well, I'm talking about Aew-Dynasty and Unyak TNA Rebellion, which was a good show, don't get me wrong. But Unyak TNA Rebellion, I'm gonna try to fully review this much as I can because this was a fantastic card. And I'm gonna watch it again tomorrow because unfortunately I was watching with my brother, and he had to for the main event because he had to work tomorrow. So, so I'm gonna watch it again tomorrow. I thought I'd pause it, but I didn't. I stayed for the main event, and I just fast forwarded to the main event where we were, so he would know that I watched it. But but I doubt he'd care anyway. But this was a fantastic card. I didn't watch 0 Hour, but Bang Bang Gang won. Jay White and the Gun Boys, they won. I'm not calling them the other name, but Jay White and the Gun Boys, they won. They're now the undisputed tag team champions. Great! Now can you finally get Jay White to have a single run? It's like Malachi Black, but at the same time, I'm thinking the same thing I thought about Malachi Black, that the reason he hadn't had a singles match, a singles run, it just behooves me. But also, I don't think they want him in a singles capacity. And yes, he's gonna pick up some huge wins. And it's not his time yet. It will be. It most definitely will be. But it's not his time yet. It's not his last time yet. I'm not saying I exactly agree with that. But just my thinking on the situation. But he's more for Jay White and more for Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews Peace. But we start up so proper. Okada versus Pac for the Continental title. And this was about as hard an opener as you can start off with. I mean, Suzuki Okada won the best in the world, arguably the best in the world. If he's not the best, he's 1A because I consider Kenny Omega above him, just the ID. But we get Okada vs. Pac. To start off this match, I'm not going to review all the matches beat for beat, but I'll talk about as much as I can. We get a nice match return from Pac. He gets him down on the ground and he just flips over Okada. And that was great. But yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna talk about the moves I act. We get because this was a real good this was a really good match with the art of dip striking and the art of mat wrestling, the art of chain wrestling, and the art of high flying, the art of catching that high flying. Okada hit an elbow at one point, and I meant to mention this in my TNA main event review. Someone who uses these moves more may be able to tell me different, because I don't really pay attention to the quality of moves, and yes, I act really bad or really good. But Okada's elbow drop is near perfection. I mean, for as much as people want to compare elbow drops with Randy Savage. I mean, he's as killed to Randy Savage as it can get. Nick Nemeth has a great one too. But I've just always enjoyed Okada's, always enjoyed Okada's elbow drop. It's continental rules, so which means there can be no outside interference. That can be cheating, but as far as outside interference, there can be none, which is great because I don't think any of us would want outside interference for an Okada match. I mean, we've seen Okada's definitely 1000% capable of handling himself in any kind of match. We get Okada going for the Rainmaker. I think it was. We get him going for the Rainmaker. Oh no, he was going for the Eric Krause. I'm sorry. And Okada and Pac catches him in the Brutalizer because he's up on his shoulders. And I just thought, that's how we caught Omega. I didn't believe Okada was going to tap out, but I didn't believe Omega was going to tap out either. That's how we caught Omega in the first match. Because the Brutalizer just so versatile. So that was a great counter to that. We get Okada raking the eyes. We get Okada raking the eyes. Like I said, that can be cheating. Of course, there was in full view with the referee, I think. But we've seen that move just get away with the warning. It's fine. It doesn't ruin the match or anything. But this was, I didn't have any doubt Okada winning this match just because of how quick he won the title. Why would they give him a title so quick on the family unit? But this was great. At one point, Pac goes for a back arrow. Okada rolled inside, which I thought myself is so smart because if he rolled outside, Pac probably still would have caught him because he's that good. He has such control over the rotation of his body and over the movement of his body. So Pac crashes and burns for that. Then Okada hits a Rainmaker, and he beats him. And as great as this match was toward the end, and also I kind of thought they were having one anyway, but toward the end I was like, oh yeah, Pac's not done with Okada. Pac getting up, he was frustrated. He was frustrated because Okada had cheated. Okada had actually, beat him, I think, and he had cheated to win, which Okada doesn't need to do, but he's a heel and he can get away with it. He knows he doesn't have to do it, but he does because he can. And that's the mark of a good heel, when you know they're a good wrestler, but they cheat just because they can, and they can get away with it. No one's gonna do anything. But Okada is the Rainmaker to Pac. Okada wins, which again with no doubt. But they're gonna have another match, Okada vs Pac for the Continental title, and it's gonna be just great. Next up, we got the trios match. Adam Copian, Mark Briscoe, and Eddie Kingston versus House of Black, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King. Yeah, I guess say I want more from Malachi back. I would have liked um, a one-on-one match between him and Kobe better, but this was really good. I mean, I can see this building to. I I thought this was gonna happen anyway, I guess, but we get a lot of needs in this match. Like off the court without the back. I mean, you got both Buddy Matthews and Malachi back on your side. What are you expecting? And we get at the end of the match, we get Adam Copian go for a beer, and then Malachi back mid him and kick them with the back mask for the win. Interesting to note, Eddie Kingston and Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe now the Ring of Honor champion after defeating Eddie Kingston, which I still haven't watched that match, but I will. I'm looking forward to it. But they were on the same side, so I don't know if Eddie will act for a rematch or whatever. But what I also want to see is Eddie Kingston versus Malachi Black. And they've not done bad with Malachi Black, but they've not fought up in Malachi Black feuds as much as they could have. Because he had a feud with Miro, you remember, and I think that just ended. There was no match between him and Miro. There may have been, but if there was, I don't remember it. He came in strong. He came in strong with beating Cody, then he beat Cody again, then Cody won. Then he had a match with Dutton before that, then he fallen out the back. Yeah, 'cause I want more of that. I want more for back, but yeah, 'cause at the beginning, I think it's just not Malachi Black and Jay White time yet. I think you can build them stronger than they've been still, but you can definitely build Jay White stronger than he's been, but it's just not the time yet, and they don't want him to go on a massive singles run in there, 'cause they're gonna rack up big victories. And like I say, I can definitely see this leading to Adam Copian versus Malachi Black for the TNT title. And please, had Malachi win. I wouldn't be opposed to Adam winning, but please had Malachi win. I want to see that match so bad of me. I don't want to see it. Next up, we get, I believe, a women's match. And yes, I'm mistaken. We get a TBS match, TBS Championship match between Julia Hart and Will Nightingale. Will Nightingale comes out like out of fire. I mean, she just pouncing on Julia. She just yelling into her. They mention on commentary more of this side of the world, and yeah, I can see that. And it's wasn't like utter domination or anything. Like I was thinking when the match was over, Will won with the Dr. Whitey bomb. I was thinking after the match was over, man, that was pure domination by Will, and it wasn't. It was as close to domination as you could get, I thought, for the time that they got, which was like, 7 minutes maybe, 7-8 minutes. But Julia caught her with a couple of thrust kicks. I was surprised that they didn't do more with Julia, so this could be a competitive match. But Will just ran through her, so that was good for Will. Then Mercedes comes. So Will was the new TBS champion. Congratulations. Then Mercedes comes out and reminds her that she's coming for that title at Double or Nothing. which is going to be a good match. Some fans I know are skeptical of her getting a championship match in a third match, which I mentioned on commentary. Which, yeah, why would you do that? Why would you draw attention to that? But yeah, I'm still excited for it. I can get her resentment and I can get that, but I'm excited for that match. Next up, we get Jericho vs. Hook, and I thought this was an exaggeration, but I'll just mention it now. Early on in this match, or late on in this match, whatever you want to say, we get chants of Go Home Jericho and Pete Retire Jericho. I thought fans getting sick of him, people getting sick of him was just an over-exaggeration. Was just maybe people on the internet, everything, you know how the internet can be sometimes. But no, that sort of made me laugh, because I never thought I'd hear that, and I never thought it was that bad. But we had basically the whole arena chanting, please retire and go home Jericho. Which, this match was really good too. I feel like I'm gonna say that about all these matches because I am. But this match was really good too. We get suplexes by Hook. Not an utter domination like it was at Dynamite, which I questioned a little bit. But we do get Jericho dominated, suplexes by Hook and everything, which was great. This was FTW rules, so anything goes. Which was great. At one point in this match, I was convinced, okay, Hook's winning here. He kicked out the Judas effect. Not just one, but two of them. Then Jericho grabs the bat. Jericho grabs the old, beams him in the head, and win the FTW title. But that's not the interesting part. The interesting part, to me anyway, is at the end of the match, they pointed this out on commentary too. He was regretful of doing what he had to do. Like, he kept apologizing. He kept saying he didn't want to do it and everything. And I don't know if they've seen Invincible. I don't know if he's seen Invincible. But there's a scene in Invincible where the season finale of season 2, the season finale of season 2, where the main character kills someone accidentally, and he says, "Oh, I thought you were stronger. You told me you were stronger." They put over something like that on commentary. Like, maybe Jericho was thinking, okay, he's stronger. He'll definitely survive this. He'll definitely survive a bat to the goal. He survived 2 of my Judas effects, a cold breaker, and he'll definitely survive a bat to the goal. But he didn't. And Jericho was regretful or remorseful. They pointed out he did not have the face of a champion. He did not look like a champion after this match despite winning. Sorry, I'm not going into the matches as much as I thought I would. But, what's interesting too is, I don't know if they're gonna do this. I'm 99% sure that they're not. But what's interesting too is Taz on commentary, and can I just say, Hook gives up to his namesake. hooks the up to his namesake with the suplexes. I didn't grow up with Taz, but I know he was known as the human suplex machine. And Hook definitely takes after Daddy in that department. He has some great looking CPXs just throw, just to got him up high angle and stuff, just great. Taz was concerned for his son, obviously, and he said, and Jericho was like in over him, like apologizing and stuff, like I don't believe he was gonna do anything malicious. But, Taz goes, you did what you can to do, now go away. I'm excited that it looks a little bit like they're building to a Taz vs Jericho match, cause Jericho's the FTW champion now, and Taz created the FTW title in ECW. So it looks to me like they're building up a Taz vs Jericho match. I'm looking forward to that, if they're gonna do that. I don't know how mobile Ted's gonna be, because they mentioned he has some bad knees with his with the suplexes, his falls and stuff, I guess. But I'm looking forward to that if they do that. I've never seen much Taz wrestle anyway, so I'm looking forward to that. Next up, we get a women's championship match. Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm. And this was a good match. I mean, we get Chris Axel, some Chris wrestling. We get Thunder Rosa. You can see how the makeup done by Becky Lynch at the beginning, which not a bad thing, but it's just something I noticed, because they have those two beaut tricks on her eyes like Becky had at WrestleMania. I think it was WrestleMania 39 against Bianca Belair. See what looking like that. But not that that's the bad thing again. We get some really good action between these women for the time they got. We get some Deonna Purrazzo interference, because Mariah May and Uso were trying to interfere in the match, so Deonna took them out. We get I skipped a match. I'm pretty sorry I skipped a match. I'm sorry. Kyle O'Reilly versus Roderick Strong for the International title. This was a great one. I mean, this was what I was looking forward to. We get some great mat racing, some great submission racing, some great backbreakers by Roddy Strong, the Messiah of the Backbreaker, which plays good in the match's favor, because Kyle O'Reilly was out for over 2 years with a neck injury. Thought he wouldn't wrestle again. So that goes good with the match. Like, Roddy did everything to protect him. These guys are professionals, they know what they're doing. But it's just an observation that does pay well in the match, and Roddy is known as the Messiah of the Backbreaker. This was a great match. I mean, we got Kyle O'Reilly coming from behind. We get Roddy able to show what he can do. We get some nice submission grappling with O'Reilly. Focuses on the knee, gets him in the knee bar. And for a second I thought Kyle O'Reilly would win. I figured Roderick Strong would win because he just won the title. But for a second I thought Kyle O'Reilly would win. Sorry about that. I had a mini stroke there, I guess. But for a second I thought Kyle O'Reilly would win. I'm not gonna say his full name anymore. I'm just gonna call him O'Reilly. But for a second I thought he would win. Especially since Wardio came down to the ring. And Wardio tried to interfere in some sense. I wasn't really looking the way he was trying to interfere. But instead of really being distracted, Kyle O'Reilly catches Roddy with a roll-up, and he gets a strong 2 count, which was great. And the action goes on for a few more minutes, and Roddy wins with the end of heartache, he called it. He used to call it, I don't know what he calls it now, but he wins with the backbreaker. And this, like I say, this was a great match. There was really no interference. Like Roddy beat him clean as a seed. Yeah, I don't believe the issue is over between the two of them. I would definitely like to see them wrestle again. Maybe in an Iron Man match or a submission match. Because, hey, they're both submission guys. So I'd definitely like to see that. But Adam Cole comes out at the end of this match and he just gets Wardio a yuck. I mean, he's boring the hole through the back of this man's skull. I mean, Wardio doesn't see him, but we see Adam Cole. And that's interesting. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully Roddy can get some more defenses with the belt for people he can beat. And they'll give him more exposure and everything. Yeah, like Owen Cassidy did. Owen Cassidy has an open challenge. Hopefully Roddy does the same thing. Because I love watching Roddy wrestle. And I'd love for more guys to get some more TV time than Andre afforded TV time. Because of the bigger names involved. But yeah, I could say this was a great match. Then we get the women's championship match. Thunder Rosa vs. Toni Storm was a good match. Toni wins with Toni hits Storm Zero, but Rosa kicks out. Toni they go back and forth for a little bit more still. Toni hits another Storm Zero and Toni wins. Toni beats Thunder Rosa. I could say this was a good match. I was expecting a little bit more. Like, I knew they weren't gonna get a bunch of time. But still. But it was good for what it was. Then we get the dream match. We get something that is billed as an absolute dream match. We get Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. Now this I'm going to go into as much as I can. We get Bryan Danielson versus Ospreay. It had the high package beforehand. It really high. It uses footage from New Japan. It uses footage from both men's respective run. Nothing from WB obviously. But it uses as much footage from both men's respective run as it can. We get the entrances, which are great. I mean, nothing overly spectacular, but they don't have to be, because all you need to know is these two men are two of the best wrestlers on the planet. And they're jockeying for position to see who's the best. And coincidentally, they've sort of done everything that the other had done. I mean, Bryan had never won the IWGP Championship, but Bryan had faced Okada, Bryan had faced Omega. Bryan beat Okada. Bryan's never beat Omega. Will fade Okada, and will fade Omega, and will beat both of them. So that was just interesting. They never brought that up on commentary, which was a little bit of a missed opportunity, I thought. How similar these paths have been. But yeah, this lived up to the billing. We get some great chain wrestling by both men to start out. We get two AEW chants in this match. One that is awesome before they even touch. I can say this match really ups up to billing. That's how you know a match is really good. This was the one match I was really looking forward to. I mean, I would have bought this pay-per-view for this match alone. We get some great chain wrestling to start off. We get some kicks by Danielson. We get some step strikes, some strong style strikes by both men. We get them on the apron, and Bryan catches Osprey with a kick, but Osprey catches Bryan with another kick. What happens is he catches the kick up Bryan. He jams his foot down, like he hits it down, and he hits an off cutter on the apron. So Bryan falls to the floor. But that's not really even the bad part. He falls to the floor. Will Ospreay falls him in. And when the ref is checking on him, when he gets up, Will Ospreay flies and catches him with a flying forearm. Almost a flying hidden blade. He never misses the referee. He just turns his body the slightest margin, which they mentioned would be ground for disqualification if he hits the referee, which I don't buy that because it was inadvertent. And we've seen refs get knocked down before, and there's been no disqualification for that. But I digress. We get after a while, because I can't go into everything in this match, but just know there was step striking, there was a lot of kicks, there was an off cutter, there was a counter of an off cutter where Bryan catches him, where Bryan hooks in a cattle mutilation before that. And he catches an off cutter into a belly lock. First in the Judy Katami, but then transfer that into a belly lock. And he gets his arm bent back. I was thinking, maybe that's how he beat Okada. That's how he beat Okada at Forbidden Door. He gets his arm bent back, he gets him twisted into a pretzel, but Will Ospreay finds out. Will Ospreay get to the ropes. And I'm thinking too, this is gonna really build Will more. This is gonna really test him fortitude more. He's been in the ring with John Moxley twice. He'd never been in the ring in a wrestling capacity with Bryan Danielson before. They were talking about how he idealizes man. He counters, he catches them with some kicks. He gets them down. Both men. It's been about 20 minutes, I guess. And and both men fight each other. Both men get their respective corners. Bryan's doing the yes, yes, yes. Both men get their respective corners, and you know what's gonna happen. And it's gonna be glorious. Both men go for the finishers at the exact same time from across the ring. The knee plus and the it just escapes me what's the name of those movies. But he goes for his forearm. And Will just real quick on the draw. He catches him with the forearm. Also before this, I can say there was way more in this match than I can even talk about. But the other big spot was Will going for an ice cutter. Bryan catches him with a knee. Bryan catches him with a knee plus. And early on in the match, Will comes flying out the top rope, and Bryan just catches him with a kick. He got a little too cute for Bryan, so he catches him with a kick, and Will's holding his ribs, was grabbing his ribs. And on commentary, Don is pointing out that's a weakness. That's a weakness. You never point to an injury. You never show an injury. We get the finishers into each other. Like I say, Will just real quick on the draw, so he hits his forearm before Danielson could hit his knee. And this was one part of the match I didn't really appreciate. I don't know what it's gonna lead to, but for now I didn't really appreciate it. Will Ospreay gets him up quick. He gets him up for the Tiger Driver 97. And the referee didn't call to the doctor, because Bryan's holding the neck and everything, which Will did not see. So when Bryan gets up, he just puts the ref out of the way, Will does, and hits him in the back of the head with his hidden blade. That was called. So Will just nailed him in the back of the head with the hidden blade. He wins 1, 2, 3. So that's good. But it's good that it didn't really affect the match all that much. But I didn't really appreciate that not because I thought Bryan was legitimately injured, not because it scared me or anything, but because it didn't seem necessary. I mean, I can't see how this is gonna set up a rematch, which I kind of thought, okay, maybe this is gonna set up a rematch, but how? Yeah, I can't see how that's gonna set up a rematch. I can't see how that's beneficial to anyone. And yes, Bryan legitimately was injured, which I don't think he was. But yeah, that's one part of them. That's teeny tiny part of the match I didn't really jive with. But other than that, the match was perfection. I mean, you can't fight any two men that have taken more similar paths than these two. I can say, all of what Ospreay done that Bryan Danielson hasn't done is win the IWGP title. And also, I should mention, Will Ospreay is ranked 3rd in the rankings, and Bryan Danielson ranked 4th. So before this match, I was thinking, okay, I can see Bryan winning. I know he's gone on record that say he doesn't want to be, but I could see him winning the AW title, and then it's all in. Like the title from Swerve or something. And then at All In, Will Ospreay beats him for the title. And then Swerve could beat him, I don't know. But that's just some fantasy booking I thought of. But anyway, that doesn't happen. Will wins. Which, like I say, this match was utter perfection. Just utterly phenomenal. Yet, if you could only watch one match from the show, watch that match because it was phenomenal. Next up, we get. I knew one of the two would be the co-main event, but next up we get the Adam match. FTR versus the Young Bucks versus Matthew and Nikki as the EVPs at a one I could find, so I'm using their full name, their God-given names. But we get the Adam match, and it's utter destruction. I missed the third part of it because I had to go to the bathroom. But from what I saw from the end of it, it was utter carnage. I mean, Dax was busted open. Cass Wheeler got crushed on a yadder, and he's fine. I don't think anything happened, but that didn't look fun. I mean, he got crushed on a yadder, and then the EVP trigger by the Bucks on the same yadder. So, not a good night for Cass Wheeler. He sort of brought his gun. But this was, I can say this was utter carnage. I'm definitely not gonna go through this beat for beat. Not that I've been doing a very good job with any of the other matches, I guess. I'm sorry about that. But this match was a bloody mess. This match was chaotic perfection is the best way I can describe it. I remember the Bucks having a match of the year match, a 5-star match with the Lucha Bros. That was in 2021, I think. Yeah, 2021. I could see them having another Kathy, having another match of the year contender with FTR right here. Because this match, obviously it wasn't a traditional tag team match, but I think it was the best match they've had. And they've had excellent matches. All 4 matches have been near excellent. But I think this is the best match they've had just for the aesthetic. Because I've never seen FTR at a match before. And if they had one in NXT, I didn't see it in NXT either. I met the Lucha Bros versus FTR in the Adam match. I was gonna watch it, but it didn't jive with me. I'm gonna watch it now. But this was a great match to me. The best match they've had just for the aesthetic of it, just for the stimulation of it. We've seen the Young Bucks in several Adam matches, but I myself have never seen FTR in a Adam match. So that was just great. We get a pile driver on the adder for one of the Bucks. We get a super kick. We get a power bomb through the adder. We get a Yada super kick, obviously. Not as many as you think. I don't think. At least that I saw. But we get a power bomb through the adder. We get a power and fury off the adder that FTR do. The suplex into the bass, so that was great. For some reason, I thought they were gonna do a suplex into a power bomb, which I don't even see how that would work really. They'd have to be closer together than they were, but I thought they were gonna do that. But they didn't do that. They did the power and fury, which was great. But I was thinking, Mason never gonna get CM Punk chance again. Never. I mean, it's just been such a bloody affair with these Adam matches, and no CM Punk chance for the Bucks all night. At least that I heard. So they're never gonna get CM Punk chance again. But going bold, as predicted by some, not me. I kinda had a Nicky Spindling, but I wasn't really banking on it. Jack Perry came back, the scapegoat, came back to help the Young Bucks reclaim the AEW Tag Team titles and win the AEW Tag Team title tournament. I can say this was an excellent match. I mean, what more can you expect from these two teams, two of the greatest teams in the world? But if not the greatest teams in the world, respect to the Usos and New Day. But this was an excellent match. What's this match too? This whole card, which is great. But if there's any matches you need to see Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson and FTR versus Matthew and Nicholas, the Young Bucks, for the AEW Tag Team titles. Now we get the main event. We get Swerve versus Samoa Joe. Now I thought it went like 15-20 minutes from what I saw, but I went back and turned out it went like 40 minutes, which was great. They deserve it. I'm just saying it's few by. It felt like 15 or 20 minutes to me. But this match was great. Swerve comes out in Black Panther cosplay, and what we found out tonight was a tribute to the guy who started Swerve's faction. I can't remember the name of it now, but a tribute to him. His robe, Nana had what used to be his robe, and he bestowed it on Swerve. And I was thinking, oh yeah, he definitely winning now. They wouldn't give him this entrance and have him use. I suspected a little bit that Hangman Page may come out and cost him, but I'll get to that. I'll get to that when I get to it. We get some great action between these two. They go on the outside, Swerve, Samoa Joe slams Swerve into the announce table. And Swerve is just fighting from behind so mad. We get a muscle buster, but Swerve kicks out. We get a dump Swerve, we get an alcohol. On the apron, we get Swerve's 450. And Joe kicks out of all of that. But in the end, we get a dump by Swerve, and he's soaking in the moment. He's enjoying it. We get a dump by Swerve for the 1, 2, 3, and Isaiah Swerve Strickland is the first ever black AEW World Heavyweight Champion, which is great. I mean, him versus Okada is gonna be fantastic. Him versus Omega is gonna be fantastic. Him versus a litany of various opponents is all gonna be fantastic. But I'm happy for him. I think, along with the Hangman stuff, I think why he didn't come out was he wanted to, allow Swerve to win the title. I mean, win or lose is good for Hangman. But he wanted Swerve to have an opportunity to win the title so he could be his third feud. He could be his third feud, or one of his third feuds that can try to take that title away from him. The ultimate insult to Swerve in his mind would be to take the AEW title away from Swerve. Because, remember, this man broke into his house This man broke into his house and threatened a child. And now he's AEW World Champion. Though what would be a great insult than to take that away from him. Guys, I can say this wasn't as much heavy review as I thought it would be. I'm sorry. I tried to cover as much as I could in a 15-minute review, which on the shorter side. I'm sorry, but yes, this was just a great pay-per-view. I'm excited to watch it again tomorrow. And I can say the match you need to check out: Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson, and FTR versus Bucks for the AEW Tag Team title, and they had a match. Well, guys, thank you for your time listening to this review, and I'll see you when I see you. Night.